And the last time I spoke to you, I mentioned that there were some people who were concerned about not only his physical but also his mental well-being. We discussed the fact that, of course, he was in Ukraine with everything that's happening at home. We saw some recent footage of him, or some photos of him, where he's looking, let's say, more back to his peak physical condition. What update can you give me on his physical condition and his training and preparations?
Just don't want to say much, but he's good. He's excellent, including his mindset. I'm not talking about physical condition, I'm talking about his mindset, because this is the major thing for a fight. You can make physical conditioning, you can train, work hard, but if your software is not working properly, you will not succeed. With Usyk, I'm really happy.
Those are the words of Oleksandr Usyk as he describes the physical, but most importantly, mental condition of Oleksandr Usyk. And he gives his assurance on Usyk, as you guys heard. And let me counterpunch. This is good news to hear. The question you ask yourself is, where was the other negative comments or rumors or sources or whatever coming from? Because his wife said he lost 20 pounds. He said that the war he can't get out of his head because of the things that he's seen and witnessed. And then the question you ask yourself, well, if that's the case, why did he take the fight and can't even compete at a level to beat the guy that he's already beaten? Well, according to Oleksandr Usyk, everything is good, you know. But then you hear he's been training the whole time. So when they say the whole time, are they referring to the time that he's supposed to have been at war? Right? Like, what do you really think he is doing, or what was he doing that time? You know, at what time frame was he, and how long has he been training? You know, and if you can tell, they're still hush-hush on where he was. He was at undisclosed location, or a non-disclosed location, and they don't want to tell him where it was. Listening to him saying, well, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to, you know, he's good. He's excellent. I think that maybe the negative rumors came from him. You have to think about it. I mean, he's the bridge to people that speak English. I mean, who else does? He's not promoted by the Klitschko's. That's his promoter, okay? That's his manager right there. Oleksandr Usyk, and he speaks English, and I think he was the one that let out those rumors about Usyk not doing this, not being that, you know, and I think he wanted to do that to either disarm AJ or Team AJ, to mess with their mind a little bit, give some mind games, throw some stuff up there, you know, that may not be true. Because why do you think that he said, I don't want to say too much? He doesn't want to say too much because he doesn't want to ruin the element of surprise. Counterpunch. Because Usyk is a guy, I don't think, and then that's what was bothering me. I'm like, well, why in Hades would you take a fight that you know mentally you're not even prepared for? It's not even fair to you. It's not fair to yourself. It's not fair to who you want to win the fight for. And he's fighting for more than just himself. He's fighting for his country. He's fighting for the being the ambassador of his country, being the ambassador of the world, being a world champion or four-time world champion or unified world champion. He's doing that for a lot of reasons, and they're mostly selfless. So if you know he has all that pressure, because to make no mistake about it, it's added pressure. Because now he's coming off a war, and then that's already a great sacrifice, right? So to leave war, to leave defending your country, to defend something else besides your country, that's already a sacrifice. So that's already pressure added, because you sacrifice one big thing for another thing, and you did that because of the other thing. And it's supposed to connect the dots and come together. But if you lose, you failed. So the thing that you thought you could best do, you didn't do. And people could argue then you shouldn't have left your post. See what I'm saying? So I think with Oleksandr Usyk, that's added pressure. And I don't think that he would have took a fight if he wasn't going to be mentally prepared for it. But nonetheless, this is great news to hear that Usyk is great. His condition is excellent. Okay, you don't say words like excellent unless you know your fighter's good. And like I told you guys, like he just confirmed that his mental state is his strongest attribute. You see all that shit that they do and all that, those type of word games and stuff like that. That's to keep your mind mentally strong and mentally focused. Okay, that's why they do those things over there. That's why Ukraine kind of raised the bar since the Klitschko's fell. You know, since the Klitschko's, you had Oleksandr Volsnik, you had Vasyl Lomachenko, you had Oleksandr Usyk. Those guys came into power, you know, and I think old Papachenko was onto something, because he knew, like, look, these guys have to be mentally strong, because boxing is a mind game. It's more mental than it is anything else. Of course, you got to do the road work and everything, but you have to be focused at hand. Okay, you can't go out there half-cocked, because that's when you're going to get caught and you're going to get put to sleep. This is boxing. This is not baseball. This is not basketball. This is nothing like that. This is boxing, and it's no game. Okay? But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of the promoter of Oleksandr Usyk describing the mental and physical condition of Oleksandr Usyk. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. Peace!